What is going on, guys? toyhuntr here, back with another movie review, and you already know what we're doing today. Marvel Studios' Captain Marvel. Now, this will be a non-spoiler review. I'll get into deep territory with spoilers on the Manyface podcast, so you can listen to that wherever you listen to podcasts. But without further ado, shall we? Let's get into it.
Skrulls are the bad guys, and you're a Kree, a race of noble warriors.
Noble warrior heroes.
We found you. We made you one of us.
This war is just the beginning.
I'm not gonna fight your war. I'm gonna end it.
I absolutely love this movie. It honestly felt like a dream. I couldn't stop smiling the entire way through. Carol Danvers is one of my favorite characters, and I credit that largely to Kelly Sue DeConnick and her 2012 Captain Marvel run. Like that's one of those comic book runs that just sit in my heart and just has a special place there, right? And one I just always think of when I think Captain Marvel. That's the run I think of. That's the one I automatically go to. So when this movie was announced, I was beyond excited. And then when I heard that Kelly Sue DeConnick would be brought on as a character consultant, because they wanted to use the characteristics and personality that she brought to Carol in her 2012 run to the movie, I was over the moon. Like, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. So not only are they making a movie of a character that I love, they're also going to use and portray her the way she was portrayed in the comic book run that I love. Like, I was like, this can't get any better than this. And honestly, Brie Larson was phenomenal. I thought she nailed it. I thought she was, well, I've always known she was a brilliant actor. She wasn't my first choice. And honestly, when it comes to casting comic book movies, I'm always, my only rule is just give me crazy talented actors. And Brie Larson is a crazy talented actor. And so I was okay with it. I was fine with it. And as we've seen in this movie, if you've seen it, she's phenomenal. Like, she is Captain Marvel. She is Carol Danvers. That's the character I know and I've seen and I've read all ripped straight from the comic books. It was phenomenal to watch and phenomenal to see, you know, actually on the big screen. One of my favorite characters. It was great. I thought Brie was able to display that wit, that strength, that never give up attitude, that punch first, ask questions later-ness that Carol's known for. But she was really able to hone in on that and show that and portray that throughout the movie. And above all else, I thought she was able to portray the heart that Carol has, and that shined through the most with her chemistry with her supporting cast. Samuel Jackson is a tour de force as Nick Fury, and a young Nick Fury at that. The fact that he couldn't be the jaded Nick Fury we've known from the current era of the MCU, since this is set in 95, he had to kind of strip that back a bit. And of course, it's Samuel Jackson, so of course he'd be able to do that. He's another crazy talented actor, as we all know. Lashana Lynch as Maria Rambeau was outstanding. Like, you truly felt their friendship and their love for one another. The chemistry between Lashana Lynch and Brie Larson was palpable. Like, it literally jumped off of the screen how great it was. And then you got the mentor-mentee relationship between Brie Larson and Jude Law, who plays Jan Rog in the film. And I even like that, their kind of combativeness to each other, their pushback, their clapbacks, their snippiness, their quips back to each other. That was also really cool to see. And Ben Mendelsohn was phenomenal. like he's usually typically typecast as the bad guy, and like for good reason. He's just great at it. So to see him in this movie and to see him in his role playing the Skrull Squadron leader, he was just great and hilarious. and I really love the depiction that we got of the Skrulls. It's one of the things I've been waiting for to see within the MCU, and I honestly can't wait to see how they're portrayed and how they affect and what impact they have on the future of the MCU. And then we also had Annette Bening, who has surprisingly had a bigger role than I thought she would. And she was awesome. I mean, because, well, she's Annette Bening. So it's like, of course you expect her to be awesome. So to see her and to get more of her than I expected to get was truly, honestly, a treat and Goose, Goose the cat, Chewie in the comics was damn near stole the movie, if not stole the movie. Chewie Goose was amazing. I loved it. Just being a fan of the comic book and knowing the things I know about Goose from the comic books, as the great street poet Pusha T says, "If you know, you know." So Goose was amazing. So if I had to pick one negative, the one thing I'd say is I honestly I wish the movie was longer. I wanted more of Carol's backstory to be fleshed out a bit more. It's just what we got was great. And you were able to sense the chemistry and the camaraderie and the relationships and the friendships and the sisterhood throughout their performances. But I would have wanted to see more of Carol on the Air Force Base. Wanted to see more of Carol with the Star Force group. Wanted to see more of Hala. Wanted to see more of just kind of more of that fleshed out. The way they decided to tell the story was a bit different than any other origin story I've ever seen. So it was almost a bit of Christopher Nolan's Memento in a sense, and in the sense that the character was trying to piece together her life and who she was throughout the movie. So in that instance, you got quite a bit of a backstory and flashbacks. And I just wanted to honestly just spend more time with these characters in these roles. So honestly, I think it would have benefited if with another 20, maybe 30 minutes to the movie. That's probably my only negative I'd say towards it. Other than that, all of the good far outweighs any bad within this movie. And lastly, one of the things I was looking forward to the most on top of the scrolls and just seeing Carol Danvers on the big screen was how the movie would impact the history and the lore of the MCU and like what dots it would connect and what questions it would therefore answer. And I really enjoyed what we were able to get and what it was able to bring and what it was able to add to the lore of the MCU and to the history of the MCU. I think once you get into it and you see it, if you haven't seen it yet, you can really appreciate it. So not only for an origin story for Carol, but also for the dots it connects and the questions it answers to the overall picture of the MCU. I thought that was a really good choice. And once again, as I said before, the adding the scrolls in and their portrayal that I really enjoyed. I'm just honestly super excited to see what they can do and what they bring to the MCU as a whole, or however they decide to do it. I'm super excited to see, especially after seeing this movie. I just can't wait to see more scrolls. They were so great in this movie. I just want to see more of them immediately. All in all, I freaking loved this movie. Once again, just Carol being one of my favorite characters, and her personality and characteristics being based off that 2012 run written by Kelly Sue DeConnick that I love so very much. It was honestly, it was a dream to see that on the big screen and in the MCU. Like I was I don't know, I was at a loss for words, really. I just sat there and smiled with the biggest smile on my face the entire time watching the movie. I highly recommend it. So those are my thoughts about Marvel Studios' Captain Marvel. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. And if you like this video and you want to see more, please leave a like, please subscribe, and please hit that bell so that way you get notified every time I drop a brand new video. Until next time, my name is Jeff, aka Toy Hunter. Peace.